but organizations and our characteristics and quirks may not. You mentioned some demographics of people who sometimes are not heard enough. If you, our demographic change in the United States and even globally. So the working population is also becoming more diverse, changing, right? And so whether we're looking at it from a gender perspective or cultural perspective, some cultures prioritize harmony and not speaking up. Others reward speaking up and having your individual voices heard. What is your perspective and work in terms of how that's changing as well? The business world, let's call it, looks different today in 2025 than it did 20, 40 years ago. Has that changed how creativity and voices are rewarded in meeting rooms?
And that's a big point that you brought up in terms of identity. So when we think about people who tend to be more risk avoidant and pessimistic, we think of people who are not belonging to the mainstream dominant groups, white straight males. White straight males are the ones who tend to speak up the most in meetings, and they tend to be the most risk seeking, the most opportunity oriented. And especially people who are weird, Western educated, rich, industrial democracies. That's kind of the acronym for weird. So if you're coming not from a weird country, then you might have more innovative, creative ideas to bring, but you're not as likely to voice them because your culture has taught you to be more risk avoidant in social situations. So you behave in a more pessimistic fashion, so risk avoidant fashion. Then, of course, these people tend to be newer because all rich white males or straight white males tend to be in positions of power. So again, they'd be lower on the totem pole. You also have evidence that men are particularly likely to be risk-seeking, so women's ideas aren't heard. So you're not hearing ideas from people who belong to minority categories that you really want to hear ideas from because they will bring the most innovative, diverse ideas.